Good morning everyone, Sebastian Ross here coming to you from LJ Hooker in Pacific Pines. It's Sunday morning, Sunday the 3rd of March, and it's just about 20 to 9. And I just wanted to share a little story with you that happened this week, which brings back the importance of going through numbers and doing lots of prospecting. I accidentally called a wrong number, which was on the list. That was a link to another property, and I went through and did my dialogue on I was calling him, and I was the area specialist in the area, and yada yada yada. Anyway, so it turned out that he was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not that person, but we've been thinking about selling. Can you come and give us a free property report?" So anyway, so I did that on Wednesday, and when I spoke to him, had an initial meeting, and we built really good rapport, and then went back yesterday on Saturday to do a full listing presentation because I sold all my properties, only had one open, and I'm in a mass listing spree. So anyway, I was there for 40 minutes and I got thrown a curveball. And the lady of the house said, "Look, we really like what you're saying, but we want to speak to other agents and then we will go with the one we feel comfortable," which told me that I hadn't done enough in that presentation to win the business. So, I wasn't going to say take no for an answer, so I had to find another angle. So I used my little line that works pretty much 90% of the time, and it goes something like this. Look, if I had a magic wand, this is what I told the lady of the house for this particular listing. I said, "Look, if I had a magic wand and I made a buyer appear right here, right now in your living room, and they paid the money that you wanted for your property, would you sell with me today?" Now, this response took about a split second, and they both went, the lady of the house, her mum, and her husband, excuse me, said, "Yes, well, we would sell today." I said, "Well, look, I have a buyer that is interested in your property that's come off somebody else, and I know the other agents in the house, in our agency, which is 7 of them, they've also got people who really want to go through because your house is great. It will get a premium price." Now, then they started panicking a little bit, thinking, "Oh, the house is interested, and we've got to do this, and we've got to do that." So the mindset shifted from, "Oh, well, I've got to go and speak to other agents," to, "I want to do business with Sebastian." So what we did is that we signed up for 22A exclusive for 60 days. We put a backup marketing budget in place for just under $1,500, and we are going to have a VIP private viewing for the buyers in our database who are looking to buy that property, which is probably about a dozen or so. Now, it's gone from, I could have quite easily walked out and then just followed up and tried and over-service it. And then I went back 2 hours later to do a post-listing, to do a to-do list on how we would present the property for this VIP viewing to make it look absolutely fantastic, so we would do our absolute best to sell it to the buyers that we've got in our current database. Now, there's a couple of things there. There's obviously thinking outside the box, there's thinking on your feet, and there's also doing something to get the listing that puts you above everybody else. And if you have good database management and you manage your buyers properly, and I got this from Matt Steinway's real estate system, which I recommend that you all go and buy because it is absolute gold. It is absolute gold. And it is about managing your buyers effectively, keeping in contact with them, building relationship, and showing them properties that they will eventually buy. So, I probably invested 5 hours into that listing. But now I have a fantastic listing, exclusively listed, with a VIP day booked, and if that doesn't work, we will take it to market, and I have a marketing budget that will sell it. So that was my little message. I'm now going to open 4 properties today. I brought 4 new properties onto the market. There's more coming on next week. So look. I look forward to hearing your success stories, and drop me a line or send me an email, sross.pacificpines@ljh.com.au, and I'd be happy to hear what you've been doing in the marketplace. So signing out now. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Bye bye.